Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of United Kingdom 10 new pence coins, highlighting the top 4 most valuable examples across different years, conditions, and mint marks. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just beginning your numismatic journey, this guide will give you a thorough insight into the coins that can fetch serious value at auctions and private sales. Let's get started. First up, 10 new pence coin dated 1970, specifically in circulated condition. At first glance, this coin may appear ordinary, as millions were produced during Britain's transition to decimal currency. However, for collectors and coin enthusiasts, even a circulated 1970 10 new pence holds historical importance and a modest but interesting position in today's numismatic market. We will explore its background, design features, rarity factors, and most importantly, its auction market value in US dollars, helping you understand whether this coin is simply a keepsake or a collectible worth holding onto. The 1970 10 new pence coin was introduced during a pivotal moment in British monetary history. It was issued as part of the United Kingdom's preparations for Decimal Day, which officially took place on February 15, 1971. Prior to this change, Britain used the complex pounds, shillings, and pence system. The 10 new pence coin was designed to ease the public into the new decimal system and was made equivalent in size and value to the old 2 shillings coin, commonly known as the florin. As a result, these coins circulated both before and after decimalization, making them a bridge between two monetary eras. The obverse features Queen Elizabeth II, reflecting the continuity of the monarchy during the significant economic transition point. One of the standout features of the 1970 10 new pence coin is its large size, which is noticeably bigger than the modern 10p coins used today. Struck in cupronickel, the coin has a silver-like appearance and solid weight, giving it a classic feel that many collectors appreciate. The obverse displays a youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, surrounded by the Latin inscription indicating her title. The reverse features a crowned lion standing atop the royal crown, a powerful symbol of British strength and heritage. The inscription 10 new pence clearly reflects its role in introducing the decimal system. Even in circulated condition, these design elements remain recognizable and historically significant. In general, the 1970 10 new pence coin is not considered rare in terms of mintage, as millions were produced for circulation. However, collector interest arises from its historical role rather than scarcity. In circulated or lightly damaged condition, such as coins with worn edges, surface scratches, or faded details, demand still exists among beginner collectors and those assembling decimal transition sets. While heavily damaged coins hold minimal value, pieces with clear dates, legible inscriptions, and intact designs remain desirable. Coins with unusual wear patterns, minor minting anomalies, or strong eye appeal despite circulation can attract additional interest at auctions. When it comes to auction market value, a circulated 1970 10 new pence coin typically sells for a modest amount. In average circulated condition, prices generally range between $1 and $416,000, depending on overall appearance and demand at the time of sale. Coins in better circulated condition, sometimes described as about uncirculated, may fetch $113,000. While these values are not high compared to rare British coins, they reflect steady collector interest. Exceptionally preserved examples or those graded by professional services can sell for higher amounts, though this is uncommon for circulated pieces. Auction platforms often show consistent sales, indicating stable but moderate demand. For collectors interested in the 1970 10 new pence coin, condition is key. Even in circulated form, look for coins with minimal corrosion, strong rim definition, and readable inscriptions. Cleaning the coin is not recommended, as it can reduce collector value. Storing the coin in a protective holder or coin flip can help prevent further wear. This coin is particularly appealing as part of a decimalization-themed collection, alongside other early decimal issues. Keeping track of auction results in US dollars can help you understand market trends and decide when to buy or sell. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 10 new pence 1970 coin in circulated condition may not be rare in the traditional sense, but it carries meaningful historical value. As a symbol of Britain's transition to a modern decimal currency system, it remains an important collectible for many enthusiasts. While its auction market value in dollars is relatively modest, its appeal lies in its story, design, and role in monetary history. Whether you are a beginner collector or a seasoned numismatist, this coin is a worthwhile addition to a collection focused on British heritage and decimal-era coins. Next up, the United Kingdom 10 new pence 1977, specifically in dirty or heavily circulated condition. While this coin may appear common at first glance, its background, survival rate, and collector interest tell a much more interesting story. In this video, we will explore its historical context, design features, rarity and damaged condition, and most importantly, its current auction market value in US dollars, helping you understand why even a worn example can still attract attention from collectors around the world. The 10 new pence coin was introduced as part of the United Kingdom's decimalization process, which officially took effect in 1971. By 1977, decimal coinage had fully replaced the old pre-decimal system, and the 10 pence coin had become a familiar part of everyday British life. The 1977 issue was struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, a period marked by economic challenges, inflation, and widespread coin circulation. As a result, many 1977 10 pence coins experienced heavy use in daily transactions, leading to extensive wear, grime buildup, and surface damage. These coins were minted primarily for circulation, not for collectors, which makes their survival in any condition an interesting snapshot of Britain's economic and social history during the late 1970s. The 1977 10 new pence coin is made from cupronickel, giving it a silver-like appearance when new, though dirty examples often appear darkened or stained. The obverse features the crowned portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin, surrounded by the Latin inscription identifying her as Queen. The reverse displays a crowned lion holding a key, a powerful symbol of British authority and heritage, along with the denomination 10 new pence and the date 1977. Even in dirty condition, these design elements usually remain identifiable, which is important for collectors. Minor die variations, strike strength differences, and edge wear patterns can also influence collector interest, especially when examining circulated examples closely. In terms of raw mintage numbers, the 1977 10 new pence coin is not considered rare. Millions were produced to meet the demands of everyday commerce. However, what creates interest today is condition-based rarity. Many collectors focus on pristine, uncirculated examples, but there is a growing niche market for heavily circulated and dirty coins that show real-world usage. These pieces tell a story of decades in pockets, tills, and purses. Some collectors specifically seek damaged or dirty coins to complete circulated condition sets or to study wear patterns and metal aging. Coins with unusual discoloration, long-term dirt accumulation, or environmental damage can sometimes attract specialized buyers, especially if the coin remains authentic and uncleaned. When it comes to market value, a 1977 UK 10 new pence coin in dirty or heavily circulated condition typically falls on the lower end of the price spectrum. In most online auctions and coin marketplaces, such examples generally sell for $425,000, depending on visibility of details and overall appeal. However, coins with unusual toning, historically interesting grime, or verified long-term circulation provenance may occasionally sell for $321,000. It is important to note that values can fluctuate based on demand, auction platform, and buyer interest. While not a high-value coin, its affordability makes it accessible to new collectors and bulk lot buyers. If you own a 1977 10 new pence coin in dirty condition, resist the urge to clean it aggressively. Cleaning can reduce collector interest and permanently damage the surface. Instead, store it in a coin flip or capsule to prevent further deterioration. If you plan to sell, clear photos showing both sides and edge details will help attract buyers. For collectors, consider using this coin as a learning tool to understand circulation wear, metal aging, and grading basics. Pairing it with examples from other years can also help build a comprehensive decimal-era collection. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 10 new pence 1977 in dirty condition may not be a headline-grabbing rarity, but it holds real historical and educational value. It represents a period of transition in British currency and reflects decades of everyday use. While its auction market value in dollars remains modest, collector interest continues to grow, particularly among those who appreciate circulated coins with character and history. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a beginner just starting out, this humble 10 pence coin serves as a reminder that every coin has a story worth exploring. Next up, United Kingdom 10 new pence coin dated 1976, examined specifically in fine condition. At first glance, this coin may appear ordinary, especially to those who remember using it in daily transactions during the 1970s. However, when viewed through the lens of numismatics, the 1976 10 new pence tells a much richer story, one shaped by decimalization, economic change, evolving mint technology, and a growing global collector market. In this video, we will explore the history behind the coin, its distinctive design and features, how rarity and demand are assessed even when coins are damaged or worn, and most importantly, how much this coin can realistically fetch at auction today in US dollars. By the end, you'll understand why even a fine condition example deserves a second look before being dismissed as loose change. To truly appreciate the 1976 10 new pence coin, we need to step back to the broader context of British currency reform. In February 1971, the United Kingdom officially adopted a decimal currency system, replacing the centuries-old pounds, shillings, and pence structure. This monumental shift aimed to modernize the economy and simplify everyday transactions. The 10 new pence denomination was introduced as part of this change, effectively replacing the old 2-shilling coin, or florin, which had already been valued at 10 pence for decades. By 1976, decimal coinage had become fully embedded in British society, and the Royal Mint was producing large quantities of these coins to meet circulation demands. The mid-1970s were a challenging economic period for the UK, marked by inflation, labour strikes, and global financial uncertainty. Coin production during this time was not only about practicality but also about maintaining public confidence in the new system. The 1976 10 new pence coin represents this transitional era, far enough removed from decimalisation to feel familiar, yet still close enough to reflect the learning curve of a modern monetary system. Millions were minted, but as with all circulating coins, survival rates in collectible condition would decline over time due to heavy use, mishandling, and withdrawal from circulation. The design of the 1976 10 new pence coin is both functional and symbolic. Struck in cupronickel, the coin has a bright silvery appearance when well preserved, though fine condition examples typically show moderate wear on the highest points. On the obverse, the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This iconic effigy, introduced in 1968, is admired for its simplicity and dignity, portraying the Queen wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. The Machin portrait is one of the longest-running effigies in British coinage history, making coins from this era especially appealing to collectors who focus on royal portrait transitions. The reverse of the coin displays a crowned lion passant guardant, a powerful symbol of British monarchy and heritage. This design, created by Christopher Ironside, was chosen to visually link decimal coins with centuries of British heraldry. The denomination 10 new pence is clearly spelled out, reflecting the Royal Mint's intention to ease public understanding during the early decimal years. In fine condition, collectors can still appreciate the sharpness of the lettering and the detailed manner of the lion, even if some wear is visible on the crown and facial features. The coin's diameter, thickness, and reeded edge all contribute to its distinctive tactile feel, which remains recognizable decades later. While the 1976 10 new pence is not considered rare in absolute terms due to its high mintage, rarity in numismatics is often relative. Condition plays a crucial role. Coins that circulated heavily tend to show scratches, discoloration, edge knocks, or even corrosion. Especially when they exhibit unusual characteristics such as mint errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or dramatic die cracks. Collectors who specialize in error coins or historical circulation pieces may actively seek out worn or damaged specimens to illustrate real-world usage in fine condition, which typically indicates moderate wear with clear design details remaining. The 1976 10 new pence sits at an intersection of accessibility and collectability. Demand comes not only from UK-based collectors but also from international enthusiasts who build typesets of decimal coinage. For beginners, damaged or lower-grade coins offer an affordable entry point, while fine-condition examples provide a balance between cost and visual appeal. Over time, as fewer coins survive in collectible condition, even common dates can experience increased demand, particularly when nostalgia and historical interest converge. When it comes to auction market value, realism is key. A standard 1976 10 new pence coin in fine condition is generally affordable, but prices can vary depending on eye appeal, originality, and market trends. As of recent auctions and online sales, a typical fine condition example may sell for approximately $434,000. Coins with particularly attractive surfaces, minimal discoloration, or strong remaining detail can sometimes achieve slightly higher prices, especially when sold individually rather than in bulk lots. Damaged examples, such as those with heavy scratches or corrosion, often sell for less, sometimes under $324,000 and less. They display a notable mint error. On the other end of the spectrum, uncirculated or proof-like examples can command significantly higher prices, sometimes reaching $223,000 or more, depending on demand. While this coin is unlikely to make anyone instantly wealthy, its steady market presence and historical appeal make it a consistent and respectable addition to a collection. For collectors considering adding the 1976 10 new pence to their holdings, there are several practical tips to keep in mind. Fine condition coins should retain clear details without excessive flattening. Second, avoid cleaning the coin, as improper cleaning can drastically reduce value and desirability. Natural toning is often preferred by collectors and can enhance visual appeal. Storage is another key consideration. Keeping coins in acid-free holders or albums helps prevent further wear and environmental damage. For those interested in long-term value, focusing on originality and consistent grading standards is essential. Collectors may also want to track auction results to understand market trends and identify opportunities to purchase coins at favorable prices. Finally, building context around the coin, such as pairing it with other decimal issues from the 1970s, can increase both educational value and overall enjoyment of the collection. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 10 new pence 1976 in fine condition is far more than just a leftover piece of pocket change from the past. It is a tangible reminder of a transformative period in British monetary history, capturing the early decades of decimalisation and the enduring symbolism of the British monarchy. While not rare in the traditional sense, its value lies in condition, historical context, and steady collector demand. With auction prices typically ranging from a few dollars upward, this coin offers an accessible gateway into UK numismatics while still holding long-term interest potential. Whether you are a seasoned collector or just beginning your journey, the 1976 10 new pence deserves recognition as a small coin with a surprisingly rich story. Next up, the United Kingdom 10 new pence 1968, specifically focusing on examples found in dirty, heavily circulated, or damaged condition. At first glance, a dirty old 10 pence coin might look like nothing more than spare change pulled from the bottom of a drawer or discovered in a forgotten tin box. Many people would dismiss it as worthless. However, in the world of coin collecting, appearances can be deceiving. This humble-looking coin tells a powerful story about Britain's shift to decimal currency, the early years of modern British coinage, and a growing collector market that is increasingly interested in circulated and imperfect examples. In this video, we will explore the full history and background of the 1968 10 new pence, examine its unique design features, analyze its rarity even in dirty condition, and break down its current auction market value in US dollars. We will also share practical tips for collectors who may already own one of these coins or are considering adding one to their collection. By the end of this video, you will understand why even a worn and dirty 1968 10 new pence can deserve a second look. To truly appreciate the 1968 10 new pence coin, we must first step back into the late 1960s, a period of significant change in the United Kingdom. For centuries, Britain used a complex monetary system based on pounds, shillings, and pence. This traditional system, while rich in history, was complicated and increasingly impractical in a modern economy. As international trade expanded and financial systems evolved, the British government began planning a transition to a simpler decimal currency. This monumental change officially took place on Decimal Day, February 15, 1971, but preparations began years earlier. The 10 new pence coin was introduced in 1968 as part of this transition. It was designed to have the same value and size as the old 2-shilling coin, also known as the florin. This clever decision allowed both coins to circulate side by side without confusion, easing the public into the new system. The 1968 issue was one of the very first decimal coins struck for the UK, making it historically significant. Millions were minted to ensure widespread circulation and public familiarity, and as a result, these coins were heavily used in daily transactions. Because the coin was released during this transitional phase, many people did not initially treat it as something special or collectible. It was simply money, used to buy groceries, bus tickets, newspapers, and everyday necessities. Over time, these coins passed through countless hands, acquiring scratches, grime, and signs of wear. Today, surviving examples in dirty or damaged condition are direct physical witnesses to this transformative period in British economic history. That historical connection is one of the main reasons collectors continue to show interest in the 1968 10 new pence, even when the coin is far from pristine. The United Kingdom 10 new pence 1968 coin may appear simple at first, but its design carries several unique and important features that set it apart. On the obverse side, the coin features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This iconic portrait, known as the Machin effigy, is one of the most recognizable images in British coinage. It shows a youthful queen wearing a laurel wreath, symbolizing continuity, stability, and tradition. Even on dirty or worn coins, traces of this portrait are usually visible, reminding collectors of the coin's royal authority and historical context. The reverse side of the coin is equally meaningful. It displays a crowned lion standing on a crown, holding a shield. This design was created by Christopher Ironside, a renowned British sculptor who played a key role in designing the decimal coinage. The lion is a long-standing symbol of Britain, representing strength, sovereignty, and national identity. The crown beneath the lion reinforces the connection to the monarchy, while the shield adds a sense of protection and heritage. Surrounding this central image is the inscription 10 new pence, clearly marking the coin's denomination and emphasizing its role in the new decimal system. The coin is made of cupronickel, a durable alloy of copper and nickel chosen for its resistance to corrosion and long lifespan in circulation. It has a diameter of approximately 28.5 millimeters and weighs about 11.31 grams. These specifications match the old florin, further easing the transition to decimal currency. In dirty condition, the cupronickel surface often develops dark patches, scratches, and dull tones. While this wear may reduce aesthetic appeal, it also adds character and authenticity, signaling that the coin genuinely circulated during a pivotal era point. One of the most interesting aspects of the 1968 10 pence is how rarity is perceived in relation to condition. From a purely numerical standpoint, the coin is not rare in the traditional sense. Tens of millions were minted, and many still exist today. However, rarity in numismatics is not solely about mintage numbers. It is also about survival rates, demand, and the story a coin tells. Dirty and damaged examples of the 1968 10 pence represent the everyday reality of Britain during the late 1960s and early 1970s. These coins were not carefully stored, they were used extensively. As time passed, many were lost, melted, or discarded once newer designs replaced them. Collectors today often seek coins that show genuine circulation because they provide a tangible connection to history. A dirty coin can demonstrate decades of use, making it a silent witness to countless transactions and personal stories. There is also growing interest in error coins and unusual variations, which can sometimes be found even in worn condition. Off-center strikes, die cracks, weak lettering, or misaligned designs can dramatically increase a coin's desirability. In some cases, dirt and grime can obscure these features until a closer inspection reveals something special. As a result, collectors often examine dirty 1968 10 pence coins carefully, knowing that an overlooked detail could significantly boost its value. Collector demand for damaged or circulated coins has increased in recent years, partly due to accessibility. Not everyone can afford high-grade, uncirculated examples, but many collectors enjoy building historically meaningful collections at a lower cost. For these collectors, a dirty 1968 10 pence is not a flaw but a feature, reflecting authenticity and history. When discussing market value, it is important to be realistic and transparent. The value of a 1968 10 pence coin in dirty condition can vary widely depending on several factors, including overall wear, visibility of details, presence of errors, and current market demand. In general, a heavily circulated or dirty example without errors is considered common, and its value typically ranges from about $225,000 at online auctions or coin fairs. These prices reflect collector interest rather than intrinsic metal value. However, coins that retain clear details despite dirt and wear can sometimes fetch higher prices, especially if they appeal to collectors focusing on early decimal issues. In such cases, prices may rise to $316,000. The real excitement begins when a coin shows unusual characteristics. Error coins, even in poor condition, can sell for $30, $50, or more, depending on the rarity and visibility of the error. Auction platforms such as eBay and specialized numismatic auction houses provide valuable insight into real-world prices. Sold listings often show that buyers are willing to pay a premium for coins with strong historical appeal, clear dates, and interesting wear patterns. While a dirty coin will not command the same prices as an uncirculated specimen, it can still hold meaningful monetary and collectible value, particularly when demand is high. If you own or are considering purchasing a 1968 10 pence in dirty condition, there are several important tips to keep in mind. First, resist the urge to aggressively clean the coin. Cleaning can permanently damage the surface, reduce collector value, and erase important details. In many cases, collectors prefer coins with natural patina and honest wear. Second, examine the coin carefully under good lighting. Look for unusual features such as off-center strikes, doubled lettering, or design flaws. Even a small error can significantly increase value. Using a magnifying glass or digital microscope can help reveal details hidden beneath dirt and wear. Third, store the coin properly. Even dirty coins should be protected from further damage. Use acid-free holders or coin flips and keep them in a dry, stable environment. Proper storage helps preserve the coin's condition and value over time. Finally, stay informed about the market. Coin values can change as collector interest shifts. Following recent auction results and numismatic forums can help you understand trends and make informed decisions about buying or selling. The United Kingdom 10 pence 1968 coin is far more than just an old piece of change. Even in dirty condition, it represents a crucial moment in British history, marking the transition to a modern decimal currency system. Its design, symbolism, and widespread circulation make it a fascinating collectible, especially for those who appreciate coins with real-world history and character. While it may not be extremely rare, collector demand continues to grow, and its auction market value in dollars reflects this enduring interest. Whether you are a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, the 1968 10 new pence deserves recognition and respect. So the next time you come across a dirty old British coin, take a closer look. You might just be holding a small but meaningful piece of history. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more deep dives into rare and fascinating coins from around the world. Don't forget to leave a comment if you have your own 1968 10 new pence, and share your experiences with this classic piece of British history.